and I didn't even know it, and I wasn't able to see anything on my laptop, and of course couldn't have my sound on. Good afternoon, everybody. Going to talk about 5 ways that you can increase your monthly income when you have a rental property. And now is a time where, not saying regardless of what is going on, people need a place to live, right? So whether they are choosing to rent, whether they are choosing to sell their property, whether they are looking to buy, there is still a market and opportunity for rentals and homeowners, and there are ways for landlords to make money outside of rent. And despite or in spite of everything that's being said about people not making their rental payments, there are people that are paying their rent. There are landlords who have not seen any gap or stop in their income. So for those who are considering going the landlord route, I do want to share 5 ways to increase your monthly profit for your rental properties. So there are ways to make money outside of just getting rent payments, right? And sometimes this is needed for landlords and property owners to be able to have additional money to save and put aside for times like these, right? When situations like this may arise. And this is a learning lesson for many. So I am Janicia Joe May. I am the wealth creator. I show people how to use other people's money to pay their mortgage, create cash flow, and generate generational wealth, right? So, for those of you who are watching with me, glad that you're here. Do me a favor, press the like button, press the love button, say hello if you don't mind. And we are going to get started. If someone can put a 1 in the comment box, whether you're watching live on my page or on my in my group, or you're watching live on my page, which I'm trying to catch up and be able to watch it with you all to see who's here. And for some reason, I was able to do it yesterday, and I'm not sure why I'm not able to do that today, but I am working through it and figuring it out, right? Sipping some tea. It's beautiful outside. It's almost 80 degrees here in Chicagoland. Not sure what city and states other people are in, but it is definitely nice and warm here. Looks like I have dark circles under my eyes. Come on. How was I able to do this? Excuse me, excuse me. I'm trying to be able to see you all that are here with me, so just bear with me, don't leave. I will be dropping some jewels for you really quickly, momentarily. It shall come soon. Let's see. What happens if I press this button? I didn't do what I wanted it to do. Should have been over there on that side. My word. Any questions anybody have that's out there, feel free to ask them here in my group and put them on my Facebook page. I guess everybody is waking up, and I promise. My technology is just trying to catch up with you all, and I'm taking my time because I got started last time and my entire phone had cut off, and I did not realize it, which is crazy. Whole phone cuts off, which is like, okay, what is going on here? And I see people have commented. Let me catch up. So the first thing I will do, I will go ahead and start off with number one. The first way to create additional income for your rental property is if you have parking spaces for rent, right? So if there is a garage at your building, or if there's a parking pad with a gate, it may not have a gate. Hi, Javinci, how are you? Thank you for putting a one in the comments. If it doesn't have a gate, you may want to, I know you can hear me, never mind. If it doesn't have a gate on it or some sort of security, you may want to include those things. But even when I think about condos that are for rent or condos that people buy, well, when you buy a condo, the parking space is an additional cost a lot of times, right? So condo parking spaces have their own deed. Parking is a big thing, right? Hey, Jero, how you doing? Parking is a big thing. So if you do have a garage, you might be able to rent a parking space in the garage for an additional $25, $50 a month. That's anywhere from, and if you have two spaces, so that's anywhere from 350 times, anywhere from 600 to an additional $1,200 a year. Not necessarily a lot of money, but great money that can go into your just in case fund, because we are in a just in case what if right now moment, right? What everything that could possibly go wrong seems like it has been going wrong right now. So that's number one. And if I still have people here with me, which I hope I do, working on making this video public right now, I see there are some delays going on, or maybe that's just what I see. Put a number two in the comments for me. But the first way to increase income on your rental property is from renting out parking spaces, right? So renting out parking spaces. If you are here with me, someone that's here, do me a favor and put a two in the comments. Be sure to like the video, love the video, talking about 5 ways to increase monthly profit on rental properties, which helps people to put money into their pockets, right? Thank you. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for putting the number 2. Second thing to think about is storage space, right? When I purchased my 4-unit property, it was one of those where I had actually 2 basements. So 2 separate entrances, 2 different basements. One of the basements, once upon a time, did have storage space, right? With the lock on it. And I've even seen this going into condo buildings that are for rent as well, right? So as a smaller landlord, thinking on the scale of larger landlords, hi Ryan, how you doing? Thinking on the scale of larger landlords and properties, storage is another way that property owners make money in addition to rental payments, right? I moved from a house to a 2-bedroom, and I promise you, right, I had a lot of stuff. People need some place to store sometimes their Christmas tree, their Christmas ornaments, and different things like that. So thinking about the things that the tenant may need, and if it's feasible to create space in the basement or have storage space, that's another added benefit that a landlord can offer to their tenant. One, as an amenity, although they have to pay for it, or a benefit to renting your particular property, and a way to have additional income go into your pocket, right? So gonna move on to number 3. If we're ready for number 3, somebody do me a favor and put a 3 in the comments. So the first way to recap is renting out parking space, whether that's a garage, a parking pad in the back, at least something that's concrete. People would prefer to know, especially in Chicago, I think about a Hyde Park area or areas where there may be a lot of people parked on the street. If I know I have a parking space when I come home, that's where I'm gonna park, right? So second way is storage. Third way, something that I should have did, because not really culture shock. I used the laundromat when I was in college, but when you're used to having laundry in your home, thank you for the number 3, Jervinci. When you're used to having laundry in your home, thinking about putting coin laundry in your basement, and now it doesn't even have to be coin laundry. The newer washing machines for laundromats and large apartment complexes, they have a card, right? So you don't have to worry about the tenant putting money into the machine anymore. You don't have to worry about going to collect your money out of the machine. They actually have a card. They can load up the washing machine. They can check to see if a washing machine is available before they even go to use the machine. But it is a way to generate income. If there is no laundry in your property, chances are your tenant is going to the laundromat, right? With any investment, of course, you have to look at the cost. But if you have a 2, 3, 4-unit property and you have the space to put a washer and a dryer, I'm sure the tenant would prefer to go down into the basement as opposed to having to pack their stuff up and go to the laundromat, right? It's not a lot of fun. People do what's necessary, even opposed to a lot of times I would pack my stuff up, admittedly, and go to my father's house. Now, one thing I will say with the laundromat, you can wash multiple loads at the same time. So what takes 3 or 4 hours can be done in about 1 to 2 hours. But when you're thinking about ways to increase the profit on your rental property, number 1, and I'm going to move on to number 4. Let me know when you're ready for number 4. Number 1 is parking space. So charging for access to the garage. And even if your tenants don't want to rent the garage space, somebody else in the community, you may be near a bus or train line, and somebody that rides the bus and train by your property may want to rent the spot because they may drive and commute to work. Like I used to drive and park over by Ashland and Lake Street and then hop on the Lake Street L to go to work when I work downtown, right? So thinking about parking, thinking about storage, thinking about providing laundry, right? And then for number four, thinking about providing cable and internet, right? You can have a relationship with Comcast or Xfinity, whatever the companies are that may be out there. And now the apartment already comes pre wired cable, internet, Wi-Fi ready, and either you build it into the rent so the tenant doesn't even realize it, or because you don't necessarily want to charge extra for that when you think about it, but you can build it into the rent. I've visited condos and they have like a utility package, right? So they'll have a utility package or they'll say cable and internet is included. And I posted a comment on Facebook earlier today that they were talking about a church that was going to be selling testing kits for COVID. And I'm like, there is nothing free but salvation out here, right? Nothing free but salvation and air. So that is another way to generate income on your rental property, right? So if you're just joining, do me a favor, press the like button, press the love button, even be so kind to press the share button to share this information with someone else, right? So even if you want to share this information with someone else. And we're talking about 5 ways to increase the monthly profits on your rental property. 5 ways to increase the monthly profit on your rental property. And so far, I have covered 4 of those ways. Any questions, comments, concerns right now that you may have about real estate, rentals, property ownership, anything like that, right? And let me catch up so I can actually see. And then I'll also need a number 5 to move to the 5th way to increase income on a rental property. Still sipping my tea. I need to warm it up. So far, we have covered parking, storage, laundry, providing cable and internet service, right? Give me a number 5 in the comments, somebody. My mama always calls me when I'm going live. All right. So I'll recap the first 4. And those are parking, right? Charging your tenants to park in the garage, or just saying that you have garage space or a parking pad available for rent. It could be open to the community because your tenant may not want to, or your tenants may not want to rent the garage. They may not have a car, but somebody in the community may want to rent the space out, right? And then the other way is storage. So providing storage for the tenants to put their items in, right, would be great. Then the other way, so that was number two. Number three was coin laundry, but now the machines, the way that they are, you don't have to put actual coins into the laundry, right? They have now where it's all digital with cards and different things like that. And for number four, I mentioned providing cable and internet service. So you're working out a relationship with Comcast or whatever, and then when you're renting the property, you're letting the tenants know like this property uses Comcast or Wow or whatever it may be, right? In larger condo buildings and apartment rentals utilize the same methods, right? They all utilize the same methods. So when thinking about becoming a landlord, don't just focus on rental payments, right? There are other ways to bring in money as a landlord. There are other ways to bring in money as a landlord outside of strictly rental income, right? And that extra money ideally would be saved or for a rainy day, like what we're experiencing right now. Many of us are experiencing. And one of the things that I did say on my other live, and I want to mention again, is that people are still paying their rent. You have people that aren't paying their rent, but you also have people who are paying their rent, right? So you want to make sure that you are being as informed as possible, right? Being as informed as possible when dealing with your tenants. Any questions, comments, concerns before I go ahead and close this out with number 5? And give me a second to catch up. I don't know what my son ate, but he surely sounds like he is soaking it up like a biscuit. And if you are thinking about becoming a landlord, thinking about purchasing a property, thinking about selling a property, there is a link scrolling down the page that you can absolutely utilize and contact me on, right? I would look forward to speaking with any of you about all things real estate related, right? That I knew about. Right. Let me catch up. I'm sorry. My system is a little slow. Thank you, Da Vinci, for the number 5. Thank you all for liking the page, joining in. Make sure you press that share button for me as well. And a fifth way, outside of cable and internet, another thing a landlord can think about is providing electricity, potentially putting solar panels on the property, maybe going off the grid. But instead of your tenant paying ComEd every month or wherever you are, ComEd is the main thing here in Chicago, whatever city or state that you may be in, you're utilizing electricity, solar panels. I will not even make it seem like they are cheap. I won't even make it seem like that, but always weighing the cost and figuring out what makes sense for you as a landlord, right? So I am Jamesia Jonay, the wealth creator. Wanted to come and share 5 ways to increase monthly profit on a rental property for multi-unit owners and landlords, right? So in no particular order, number 1 was renting out parking spaces. If you have a garage, parking pad, etc., renting out parking. Number 2 is providing storage to your tenants. Tenants need a place to store things. They usually have more stuff than their apartment may allow. 3, on-site laundry for your tenants. So on-site laundry for your tenants would be great. And then 4, providing cable and internet, where you have a relationship with the cable internet provider and you are providing cable and internet and your tenants are paying you directly, right? And then the other way is providing their electricity as well and considering potentially putting solar panels on your property if it's something you plan to keep for a long time, because depending on the market, that doesn't always translate to a buyer like, hey, this is worth the investment that I put into it, right? So with any investment, any decision, figuring out what your return on investment will be, right? That washing machine will be an upfront cost, that dryer will be an upfront cost, or those washing machines and dryers are upfront costs that you would have to incur to provide. If you don't have storage space set up, that may be an upfront cost, more than likely a little less expensive unless you have to do some building out with your basement. And actually, I have a bonus one if you want number 6. Put a number 6 in the comment box. I do have a bonus way. If you're still here with me, let me know you're here. Press the share button for me. I'm live on my group and my page, trying to increase engagement on my group, and my system is moving a little slow. So I'll go ahead and drop the bonus because it looks like I am behind just a little bit, but I'll see if someone drops a 6 in the comments for me. So because this video is going to be a little longer than 30 minutes, although it took a few minutes to get started. So when you do put the coin laundry and you have that storage area, try to set it up nicely. Maybe put a couch down there, just somewhere where the tenants may be able to sit down there, or maybe they go back upstairs. But one of the things that you can also put in that area is a vending machine, right? You put a vending machine in there, you could be the corner store for your tenants. So chips and candy bars, it could be healthy, however you want to do it, chips, candy bars, little things, pop soda that sometimes children may want. I don't know. I have a teenager, right? And he's usually like, Mom, I need more snacks. So giving him money to go and get more snacks. So another thing to think about is potentially putting a vending machine in the property. But as always, ROI, what's your return on investment? Does it make sense, right? This is someone I'm thinking about that has at least 4 units or more in their property, but it may make sense if you have a 2 or 3 unit. So I am Jamesia Jonay, the wealth creator. I show people how to use other people's money to pay their mortgage, create cash flow, and generate generational wealth and protect their assets. Today, I have shared with you 5 ways to increase monthly profit on your rental property, and I threw a bonus in there for you. Like the video, love the video, share the video, comment, right? Connect with me. I would love to connect with you, whether you are in the Chicagoland area or anywhere in the United States. I have a large network of qualified real estate professionals that I would love to refer you to. Somebody here was in the St. Louis market. I know agents in the St. Louis market, in Atlanta, in Cali, all across the nation, Tennessee, North Carolina, that I would love to refer people to. New York, Florida, right? My network and connections are crazy. If you're looking for an agent that is going to be sure to serve your needs, have your best interests at heart, no matter what city or state that you may be in the continental United States of America, feel free to contact me and I will refer you to them for your home buying and home selling needs. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome day today. Be sure to like this video, love this video, and comment.